How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We have signs that a wall of money is coming. This is one of those bonus videos that I did not plan on making, but we just got news from BlackRock. They're putting Bitcoin in more funds, which is hilarious because literally 2 hours ago I made a video talking about what happens when they do this. We also have news that Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, is meeting with countries in the Middle East. I want to talk about that, what that means for Bitcoin. And if you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this one as soon as I make them, as many as I make in a day. If you hit subscribe, you can see them. Now, there's also a link down there to Margex where you can trade cryptocurrency. This is the time where we're just like kind of ranging. People are taking a lot of profits. We've seen a lot of Bitcoin being sent to exchanges, but it's just being eaten up by the large entities, by BlackRock. We can see they continuously swallow up hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin a day, and that's why we're seeing just a little bit of sideways action, but this does not last long. Let me tell you that. This is not going to last long. And if you want to put on a long or a short, you can check out the link underneath the video to Margex. So there's also a link there to HGAlgo in case you want momentum indicators and an algorithm that can tell you when you might want to get in and out of the market. Now, as I said in my video earlier today, literally 2 hours ago, I was talking about how BlackRock was allocating to a fund that had 36 billion in AUM, but listen to what I said. Funds all the way up to $500 billion in their iShares Core S&P 500. Now, what happens if they start adding this to other funds? What if they add it to their core US aggregate bond ETF or something else? I don't know. And yeah, I didn't give a lot of different funds that they could be adding it to, but we just got news that they are adding it to another fund. Like literally within a couple hours of me posting that, they just filed with the SEC to purchase spot Bitcoin ETFs for their global allocation fund. Now, what is this? This is a fund that seeks to provide high total investment return through a fully managed investment policy utilizing U.S. and foreign equity, debt, and money market securities. Now, this probably is going to even have a higher allocation than the strategic income portfolio that they had, because that was geared a little bit to returns, but a lot of it was just supposed to get you a nice dividend payment. This is specifically to grow your money over time. Now, what better asset is there than Bitcoin to grow your money over time? Well, there isn't one. So they, in my opinion, are going to allocate a lot of their $12 billion fund to this. And as I said in that video, this is the crazy part about what BlackRock is doing. And a lot of people don't get it. They're like, oh, BlackRock's going to buy some more Bitcoin. This is different. This is not them buying IBIT with their clients' money. No, this is them already having a giant pot of money and them saying, okay, we're going to sell off some stuff and we're going to put it in Bitcoin. So yeah, we have between these two funds, $50 billion. We're going to shove some of it into Bitcoin. And the crazy thing is they're the ones that determine how much they want to put in there. It's not the clients that determine that. They're saying, hey, you have money in here, we're moving it here. No one's going to even really look at it unless you're really into this stuff. You're not going to really pay attention if you're just a client there that has 10 grand in the global allocation fund. You're not going to care if they put 2% to Bitcoin. Maybe you'll even be happy if you even know about it. But they're going to do this to juice up their returns. We've seen incredible data before that a portfolio with just a few percent in Bitcoin and the rest in cash outperforms the S&P 500 over time with less volatility. It's nuts. So adding a couple percent into Bitcoin and the global allocation fund and the strategic investment or income fund from BlackRock will juice up the returns. They're going to do this in more portfolios too. They haven't started to buy, but what if let's just say they put a 2% allocation from these funds into Bitcoin. That's $1 billion. That's an extra $1 billion of Bitcoin. That's more than a full day's worth of buying pressure, and that's net of GBTC. It doesn't increase their selling at all. So this is just like another, 15,000 Bitcoin that they're just going to buy on top of everything else that they're buying. So this is nuts. This is really good news, and it's what we expected. This is going to be in retirement portfolios too. There are people that allocate to things like this without even watching it. So they're going to continue to add this to more and more portfolios, and this is just going to juice up Bitcoin's returns. Now, we also got some news that Nayib Bukele is visiting the Middle East. He just posted this video with some eye emojis. Honestly, I don't know who this is. Obviously, someone in the Middle East, and he's kind of hinting that it's something to do with Bitcoin, most likely. I mean, what else would a small country, what else would a small country's president be going there for? Just Bitcoin. they're going there for Bitcoin. Let's just say that. Just like we saw Michael Saylor talk to Bezos. It came out that he was spotted with Bezos. Like, what else is Michael Saylor doing besides just talking about Bitcoin, shilling Bitcoin to the powers that be? British Hodl says, this is big news. If the Middle Eastern nations decide to add 50 million a day trading to just net inflows per country, that's 12.6 billion a year per country. That would involve an addition to equilibrium price of Bitcoin after halving of $85,000. That would mean roughly 10% of Qatar, for example's daily oil export. He says, great work. So yeah, I mean, I don't think he's super clear on these numbers here, like where the $85,000 comes into effect here. But yeah, any kind of flows like this, any kind of large money, which there's already large money buying Bitcoin, but any kind of help that Nayib Bukele can give or Michael Saylor can give, it just pumps their own bag. So they're happy to do it. Also, they might make some good connections, but you know that they're talking about Bitcoin, and after the Middle East, after some of the more wealthy nations start buying Bitcoin, maybe a little bit heavier, that increases the price dramatically. Like, we're probably already seeing that with some of the biggest wallets in the world. They're just adding too much to be anyone but maybe a few different individuals. It's probably countries, right? There are a few individuals that can buy billions of dollars of Bitcoin, but again, there's just not that many people that have that kind of liquidity. So yeah, this is big news as well. There's just a mountain of money. There's a tsunami of money. And we talked about this a few days ago. Like, some people just can't see it yet. They see Bitcoin fluctuating at 67,000. They're like, I just don't know. I'm going to sell a little bit, take some profit. We're right ahead or right below prior all-time highs. I'm going to take some profit because we could see a drop, right? I've had a lot of people say that they're expecting like a 30-40% drop. And while that's possible, you have to realize that there's just a mountain of money coming in. Like, there's so much buying. That's why we haven't really seen any dips that have lasted any period of time, because there's so much money buying, and it's systematic. It's coming every day, right? The outflows too. Like, some of the only people that are selling Bitcoin right now, GBTC and short-term holders that made some profits. What happens when they're out? We shoot up through the moon. We're already seeing that with some altcoins. Like, there's just going to be a lot of buying pressure. And of course, always do your own due diligence. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm not telling you to, diamond hand or anything like that. I'm just saying this is extremely bullish. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. There's another video coming out a little bit later tonight on Helium Mobile. Pay attention for that, because it's kind of crazy how great that is. I'll see you in the next video.